It's Monday, the 6th of July. My name's Juan Brown. You're watching the Blanco Lirio channel, and we interrupt this regularly scheduled trip ride report that brought us all the way out here to Boise to bring you the tragic news that happened yesterday, Sunday, 5 July, over Lake Coeur d'Alene. A Cessna U-206, a Cessna Tu-206 aircraft collided midair with a 1956 de Havilland Beaver aircraft. The Beaver was operated by Brooks Seaplane Service out of Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, and the U-206 was operated or owned by Echo Rental Company out of Lewiston, Idaho. We know very little about this mid-air collision at this point, other than there were plenty of eyewitness reports of a fiery and very sudden mid-air collision near Powderhorn Bay, near the middle of Coeur d'Alene Lake, or Lake Coeur d'Alene. There were 2 people on board the Cessna 206, 5 passengers and 1 pilot on board the de Havilland Beaver, no survivors. The wreckage has sunk to a depth of 127 feet. They have located at least one of the aircraft at this time. NTSB is en route to the scene. So with as little as we know at this time, this accident is again going to bring up a couple of issues. Some of the questions that NTSB accident investigators are going to be looking at. You know, we had another midair just last year with Taquan Air in Alaska. They're going to be looking at what type of operation was the de Havilland Beaver operating under. Was this a charter flight or a sightseeing flight? Was this a sightseeing flight operated under Part 91, FAR Part 91? Remember the 3 layers of basic FAR parts. Part 91, general aviation, generally less restrictive regulation. Part 135, charter for hire operators, and then Part 121 is for airlines. Each one of those different layers represent a different layer of safety and increased regulation. And there's a bit of a loophole in a Part 135 sightseeing tour operator where you can operate this Part 135 operation for hire under Part 91 rules. So the NTSB will be looking at that, and to that point that they're looking at, what they want to find out is, was this aircraft equipped with TCAS, or Traffic Collision Avoidance System, as required by Part 121 and by other Part 135 operators, depending on the size of the aircraft. So was there TCAS involved? We have ADSB that kind of gives you a poor man's readout of TCAS, but it doesn't give you all the advanced warning systems that a full TCAS system can, like you might find on an airliner. Were there any other distractions going on in the cockpit that would curtail see and avoid operations? This whole thing was operated under VFR conditions, visual flight rules. That means see and avoid other traffic. So that's about all we know about this accident at this point. As a pilot of light aircraft, I can tell you there's nothing more terrifying than the prospect of a mid-air collision, especially over a holiday weekend with so many lives involved. Thank you for your support of this channel. Thank you for your support over on Patreon. See you here.